Hey everybody, welcome to the Total BS Show. I am Alex Kowalkowski with Prime Media Consulting and the Total BS Show. And today I am very excited because I have Stephanie Burrows. She's a realtor with the Bremer team in McHenry County. And I am excited because I've known her for almost a year now on some different groups and activities and things like that we've been a part of, and her story is pretty amazing. So I wanted to have her have a moment to kind of share her journey, because most small business owners love to learn from other people's mistakes. They love to learn from other people's triumphs, and I think that she's a great testament to people that have had both great success, had some turbulent times, and rebounding always to even more success moving forward. So welcome, Stephanie, to our lovely show that we have. I know that you've commented a few times on our stuff, so that's pretty exciting. But let me give you the floor to kind of give us an elevator pitch about who you are, what you do, areas you serve, and all that fun jazz.
Well, hey, thank you. Thanks, Alex, for having me and the opportunity. I am a realtor, as you said, full-time, licensed almost 15 years. I do residential real estate, all forms of it, from first-time home buyers to my specialty, which is seniors and veterans. I absolutely love serving veterans. Military family. I am a military daughter, wife, and mother. Our son is actively serving right now in the Air Force.
That is awesome. Now, with real estate, you work with a lot of seniors, and you work with a lot of like you said, veterans and things like that. Where are the communities that you kind of serve?
So for my seniors and veterans, it would be primarily Del Webb in Huntley and other Del Webb locations such as Elgin. We have a Del Webb in Mundelein, all of which are in northern Illinois.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about real estate. Wasn't your first job? You've done a few things. Tell us a little bit about your journey and kind of what brought you into real estate.
Okay, so the other job that I loved, absolutely loved, was a collection manager for McDonnell Douglas Finance. I managed a $600 million portfolio, and that was comprised of over-the-road trucks and trailers as well as medium duty. And part of that was repossessing. If it got down to not making payments, it was your job or mine, and I repossessed trucks. So I would be out at a truck stop at 2 a.m. I've had guns pulled on me, and to me, it was the best job I've ever had. I loved the collection aspect of it. No fear, none whatsoever. And there was good things, helping people out of a situation, getting them into different equipment if that was what we needed to do, or helping a fleet refinance, something like that. So I've always been one to help others, and some say it's my soft side, if you will. But I got into real estate because I met my husband and we got married, and he traveled 4 weeks out of the month. So I was the one that was at home. There was nothing to do outside of the kids. So I went into real estate. He actually went with me and got his license, but that lasted probably 45 to 60 days, and he just thought it was just too much, overwhelming. So he went back to his sales position, and I've been doing it now going on 15 years, and I love it. I absolutely love it. My husband is my best client. So if I really need business to pick up, it's like, hey, baby, it's time to move. So, but yeah, I absolutely love it. And I love helping people, especially seniors and veterans who may not have been treated with the best, of intentions, and not necessarily just real estate, but to hear a story for the 30th time in the course of a month does not bother me. I love it. And I'm a new face to some people every single time I go there, and I love it.
So let me ask you this question, because technology has really impacted your industry. It used to be you go through the paper, you saw the open houses, you scheduled your day all the way around the different openings that you had and showing, and the realtor really had the control over the situation of searching to buying, the whole everything in between. Like, it was on you. technology has really impacted it and put power into the person looking for a home. And so tell me a little bit about how your job has evolved with the growth of technology.
Sure. So when my parents bought their first house in Cary, where I currently live, the agent met them and had a book. So that was your listing book, and it got updated every week or every other week. And you drove to houses that you had no idea were even for sale. And there was nothing you could do but sit in that car and drive around with that agent. And you're just like, hey, this is not what we wanted. Nowadays, people are calling you saying, hey, I saw this house. I want to go see this house right now. Um, and it's sometimes realtors just become a door opener, which is not what we're supposed to be. But sometimes that's what you feel like, right? It's a door opener. But people already know the inside, the outside. They know what the yard looks like. They've known the address, so they drive by it. Um, it's just what's left is, what do you know about the community? What do you know about the area? What part of the process can you control? And that is bringing value by knowing your industry, knowing what's going to matter, just knowing the whole landscape, if you will, of real estate. And it's not just about opening the door, it's about being the person that has the value and the knowledge. Because until Jeff Bezos really figures out how to put a house in a shopping cart and check out, we're still necessary. I mean, that's what we're coming to. You know, there's a lot of online places now where you could buy a house and they'll help you buy it in a day. But are you truly getting the value? Are you truly getting what your home is worth? Do you really understand the documents that you're signing? And that's what we bring to the table. Plus everybody we know and network with, right? I mean, those are the people that we know and trust, and they're not going to take advantage of our clients.
For the people that might be catching this on Facebook or in the local Northern Illinois community, you are someone that is kind of a pillar in real estate when it comes to helping, like you said, veterans, helping seniors, helping people. Like when people hear of Stephanie Burrows, they see of all like you walk in and hang bags for people. Like you go and you do flyers, you pass out popcorn for people in the community. Like people know you because of your heart. And so I think what would be kind of nice to talk about is for the people that are looking for a realtor right now, because a lot of people are looking for houses. They just they think that a realtor is, like you said, just a key opener. You can plug and play anyone to facilitate that spot. What is kind of the difference between calling a Stephanie Burrows, who we know has such a great reputation in the community, and then calling someone that just like, I'm just going to open the door for you?
Thank you for your kind words. I think what it is that I do my business with my heart, but I also have a business sense about me from my past jobs. You know, I worked with Fortune 500 companies. I've worked with, the Gillettes of the world, aerosol systems. I know what it takes to manage a business. People have often tagged me as being very, I think the other day she's like a puppy dog, and I'm not a puppy dog, but I think with my heart. And when I meet a client for the first time, I listen. I actually sit down, shut my mouth, and I listen. And I understand what their needs are, what their goals are, and maybe what their bad experience might have been, or even a really great experience. And I now have to meet that experience, right? Because not all real estate transactions are horrible, but people have in their minds only the bad things about real estate transactions and what went wrong. Okay. And if you have an older client, technology, which you've already touched on, it's huge, and they have no idea how to even start that process. Well, you don't necessarily have to, because with me, I will go sit down with you in your home. We will go step by step through a listing agreement, through a sales contract. And it's all about, you have become my family. Yes, you're my business family, but you are my family, and you need to understand this process till there's no more questions. I don't care if you ask me the same question 12 times, whether you're 21 or you're 95. You ask me until you understand, and you have to understand the process. And it's no longer, Alex, sign all these documents or you're not buying your house. Or Alex, sign all these documents or you can't sign up with me to sell your house. And it's about trust. People have to know, like, and trust you, because this is one of the biggest purchases they're ever going to make. And that sounds very cliche, and it is, but you've got to have a sense of, I've got your back. And that's what I do. I've got your back. And when you talk about like the community and popcorn, I have people now that come to the door and they wait because they see me walking and they're like, hey, did you bring me popcorn? What are you bringing this month? How's the market? And come on in and have a lemonade. And it's so cool to see that I just love it. And that's the difference, is that I absolutely love what I do. And I just met somebody this morning. And he's like, well, I'm not so sure I'm going to write on this property. I don't care if you write on this property. We're going to do what's best for you. And that's how I proceed. What is best for my client?
One of the things that I would consider you when I talk to you as a puppy dog, but I know when it comes to the negotiating table and getting what's fair and what's right for your clients, you are a pit bull. Like I think that's because of your experience of working with the collections and getting guns pulled on you and all that craziness. I mean, you've dealt in high stress situations before. You know, you've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of transactions over the last couple years for real estate. So I mean, you know how things are done. What I would probably say is your biggest thing is relatability and how you can flip the switch like that. And that you can be someone that's really nice when it comes to the client and take care of every single need, but as soon as it's time to negotiate with somebody else on their behalf, you go crazy as regards to, I get the job done, I get the deal done, we sell it. So what I'm going to ask you is not really about you, but it's more about your industry. So most people know that there's a lot of realtors out there. You have a lot of their part-time that do it for just maybe they sell 1 or 2 houses a year, and that's fine for them because it's just fun. It's throwaway money, all that type of stuff. And then you have career realtors, which we would classify you as a career realtor. You go out there, this is your livelihood, this is what you do, this is what you excel at. And tell me the difference between the approach of someone that you might know that might be a sister or cousin that's a realtor, and I should probably use them, versus a professional realtor.
Well, I think that it's like anything else. People are afraid, number one, to share their finances with somebody in their family, right? You don't need to know how much I make. You don't need to know if my credit stinks. And somebody that's a career realtor understands that this is a business. And what I tell my clients is, when we start a transaction, whether it's a listing or a purchase, it's all business. Put your feelings aside. There's no emotions until you close and you either get the keys or you get your check. From now on, we are going to do business and we're going to transact it like this is your company. And somebody that's not a career realtor is either one, going to push really hard for a transaction where they don't have their client set a plan B. So what is your plan B? If you don't like the price that somebody comes back at, are you willing to walk away? Because I am. I don't need for you to buy something or settle or overpay. I will walk away from a transaction and I'll tell my client to walk away. And I've done that in the past. So a career realtor understands that it's, number one, a business. Number two, don't let your feelings get involved, because once feelings get involved, we lose sight of what our end goal is. And number three is, this is not supposed to be a high pressure thing where you come out hating the transaction. We're supposed to know from step one to step, I don't know how many steps each transaction will have, but from the beginning to the end, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to take care of your rocky road and make it smooth so that you are going, oh my gosh, what a great experience I just had. And just make it so that it's pleasurable if you can see it that way. Once you get past the hard parts, it's smooth sailing. And that's how it should be.
So when it comes to realtors in general, you have the part-timers, you have the full-timers, all they have to do is market themselves, right? Right. That's the goal is to promote the brand, promote the company. And you have your choice when you become a realtor. It's to, do you want to be an independent agent / broker / broking manager, right? Or do you want to work for a company? And so I know you work for the Bremer team and all that type of stuff, but tell me, what are the things that a realtor should know when you say, hey, what company should I go? Should it be Remax? Should it be Century 21? Should it be Baird & Warner? Should it be Keller Williams? Should it be whatever it is? What are the must-haves when it comes to a real estate agent picking the right company?
First of all, there's a lot of noise out there. There is a coach on every corner that is going to tell you that they know what you need, know what you've got to do. Some haven't even sold real estate. So, how could they possibly walk in your shoes if they haven't sold real estate? Number two is find somebody that's going to support you but kick you in the butt. So, when I talk to you, Alex, you're like, Stephanie, turn the corner. You've gone past this page, turn the corner and just do your job, is basically what we've talked about. And you don't want a company that's going to hold your hand and say everything's going to be great, everybody's going to win a trophy, we're all going to have 50 transactions, because it's not going to happen. If you're going to a company because you believe that company is going to give you all of your business, you are sadly mistaken. Now, is there a good lead generation program? Do they have training? Do they have systems in place to help you? Those are the things that you're paying each month for. So are you going to get out of what your monthly fee is? And that's on top of like commission splits and all that other stuff. But if your monthly fee is X, are you getting back what is equal to X? Or are you just floundering around and you don't know which way to go? Because it's tough. I mean, like you said, there's a realtor on every corner and 10 in between. There are so many choices. So your brokerage needs to be able to stand up and say, hey, we've got this, we've got you, but you need to be able to stand on your own at the same time.
I think one of the biggest things that all business owners have, especially realtors, is that they have the if you build it, they will come mentality. They wait for leads to come in. And I feel that a lot of people, especially in Coronaville that we've been experiencing for the last 6 months, they've realized that the active marketing, the waiting to shake hands and find the right people, or waiting them to call my phone because they have the need, doesn't cut it in today's world. You have to be the one that goes out there, hunts and kills it. You have to be the one that's there when someone is searching for a product or service. Whether you're a plumber, whether you do HVAC, whether you do deck building, whatever it could be, you want to make sure that if someone is looking for a product or service, you have a couple different things in your corner. And I think you would agree with this. One, you should probably have a website that talks about what you do. Two, you should probably be found on Google so people that don't know who you are can find you. But three, you want to have a tribe of people that can really get your back, because so many small business owners are on an island together. I mean, on an island themselves, and our egos. And we say this every week, so it's not something new. But our egos will usually not allow us to say, "I need help on my island. Can someone help me, please?" Because it shows weakness, and as business owners, we can't be weak. So the idea behind being vulnerable is very uncommon for a lot of business owners until sometimes it's too late. We've seen a lot of business owners that fail because they could have asked for help. They chose, they didn't. And when they did, it was like a week or two before their doors close. And it's just too late. So tell me a little bit about what you've experienced over your time in business, of what you found of how to find your tribe, how to find your group of people. What type of things are you looking for as a business owner to say, hey, this is the right one, or ooh, this was not the right one for me?
I've never really had, and Dawn Bremer just asked me this the other day, she's like, who's your tribe? I've never had a tribe. I've never even heard of it being described like that. But I can tell you that I will reach out to people that are business owners and that need help, and I will offer help before I help myself. So to reach out to somebody that's open and honest and has a way to give back like I do, and I don't necessarily mean in business, but I've started to find those people that will support me and will refer to me. And there are people that are in business and struggling, just like the rest of us. We're all struggling, like you just said. And it's got to be like Prime Power Partners. When I first got there, I was like, whoa, I was totally intimidated. You guys are like this little clique, and you all clicked really, really, really well. I've never had that in my career. Think about being a female in a man's world as far as like the trucking industry. there was 2 females nationwide. It was myself and another girl named Sandy. That was it. So we fought that. And then to come to real estate and be like, wow, now it's time to collaborate. Now like-minded people that want to do business are sometimes hard and difficult to get to because, like you said, they don't want to open up. But it's getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting to be a better person because of the group that I'm with, my network group on Wednesday. It's made me, believe it or not, look inside and reevaluate and ask for help. I mean, I've come to you several times and said, what are your thoughts? What are your ideas? And I've never done that before. Never.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not necessarily that we all have the answers. It's just that we all have a different point of view and a point of reference, and we all have experienced different things. Some of us are brand new and so green that it's okay making a couple mistakes because that's your learning curve. And we have a lot of people that have been in business for 15, 20 years, and sometimes they're stuck in their old ways. And it's a matter of, hey, have you tried this? Well, I've been in business too long. I've been successful. I don't need this. And I'm like, you stupid idiot. Like, you have to be different. Every year is a different year. You're at ground zero every year. You're not at, I was a $2 million business 5 years ago, so I know what I'm doing. Well, what are you today? A $500,000 business? You're probably not doing as well as you thought, so maybe you need to turn your ass around and try something different. And so that's why it's nice to have people, have a tribe that you can connect with. And yes, there's a bunch of different organizations. There's BNIs, I know there's chamber groups that do things the right way and the wrong way. And then there's Prime Power Partners that we try and do things the right way. Sometimes we make mistakes. I mean, everyone does. So right. The idea behind that, though, is what have you found in business that is your must-haves? Like, what do you need to have when it comes to promoting Stephanie Burrows as the realtor?
I would have never said this a year ago, and that would be a website. So when I first talked to you, and I'm not blowing smoke at you because I don't care. I'm saying this because I never realized how important it is. I've worked for companies that always gave you a free website. It's in your fees, but it doesn't do anything for me. So I never really realized about that. I never really realized the power of Google. Oh, Google this, Google that, whatever. I've never realized how much technology is really there to support me, but I don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what you don't know. And the website thing I never really got because I'm like, I got a free one. It's working. I'm getting leads, right? I wasn't getting anything. So, and I've never realized how much having a support group to talk to and run ideas by really mattered. But I think just support in general of me as a person is the one thing that I've really found that I need. And I also think getting out of my own way. I stand in my way so many times, and it makes me stop and think, now, what did I miss out on? And how do I prevent that from happening again? Because I am my own worst person, I think.
So it's a funny story. I hope you're okay with me sharing this, and if you don't, I apologize later for just saying it. Is the first time we met, you came to one of my lunch and learns that I do, right? Where I kind of present and I say, well, your website should be your salesperson. And by that is, it's the only thing that you have in your arsenal that works 24 hours, doesn't take any breaks, doesn't do, there's no FMLA, there's no anything that could stop this machine from going outside of what you're doing to promote with it. And we had that conversation, and you think you were in your car or I was in my car driving, and after the meeting, and you said, I want to talk to you about this. And I said, well, the biggest mistake most realtors make is the fact that they use the Keller Williams, the Century 21, the Remax, the whatever, given websites. And how they look nice as one page or a couple page different templates. It brands the Century 21, it brands the Keller Williams, it brands the Remax, it doesn't brand Stephanie Burrows. And Stephanie Burrows or Bob Smith or Judy Smith or whoever it could be in 5 years may leave one organization and jump to another organization, and anything that you possibly have done to market yourself goes away. And it's not you just move the URL from, one to the other. You literally, they're all different links. It's all different. You need, as a real estate agent, to have your own website that you can control. So when you decide to leave for a better commission, a better opportunity, one that has a better commission split, the one that has more technology, the one that's going to give you the motivating juice that you feel like you need, whatever that drive is that is going to make the change, you have the ownership of the website to make that happen. And so kind of tell me a little bit about the other side of that conversation of where you were from. I mean, it's easier for me to just say that shit.
Just say it. Just tell me.
Right. So how was it receiving that?
It was hard and it was eye-opening. And because when you sit and think about it, like I just left Century 21 and I went to the Bremer team. My whole Century 21 life is over. Everything that you have helped me build or that I even tried or attempted to do is now gone. I can't re-advertise with that. I can't reuse it. So now I'm basically starting over from square one, except that the website you built for me, and now I get it, keeps me on track. It hasn't missed a beat. It might look a little different, but it's never stopped. It's never stopped working. And anything that's out there that you've already built for me continues on. And that is the hard part. And it was very hard to say to you, I have no idea about any of this stuff. But you were very kind. Once I got past your initial Alex, and that was my goal, to get past Alex and get into the Alex world. But it's made a huge difference. And it's actually calming to think that I now control me. I control my business. And it's actually taken a huge weight off my shoulders because I didn't realize that my life would have ended, or it did end.
So I think this goes to share with a lot of people that are franchise owners and a lot of people that are real estate agents or insurance agents or things like that, is the idea of marketing yourself or the company. So there was another example. We'll get you out of real estate, but we'll talk about like insurance, for example. So there was an agent that worked for New York Life about a year ago, and he said that he was a great salesperson, but he was struggling. And I said, okay, what's going on? I was like, I'm not really getting support from my home office. I'm not really producing that well. I'm not getting a ton of leads. I'm not getting anything. I was like, well, you have to understand this fundamentally, is that this company, whether it's any insurance, we'll just insert company name here, is you're a independent person, an independent cog on the hugest wheel you could possibly imagine. And so one policy for you is one policy. One policy for the company times as many agents as they have is a lot of money.
A lot. Yeah.
And so you have to understand that they're okay with you only selling 1 or 2 homes. They're okay with you only selling 2 or 3 policies a year because you don't get paid a lot of money for that. But 2 or 3 times 50, times 100, times 1,000, times 10,000, times 100,000, times 1,000,000 agents or 1,000,000 insurance people nationwide, that's a lot of money. And so the fundamental principle about being a business owner is, whether you're a real estate agent, insurance agent, website company, whatever, is you have to understand that you are the owner. That is the vehicle that you have chosen at this particular time to represent. You have the choice to do it. So the mistake that business owners make when they're a part of those things is understand that they're trying to market the brand, and the company's totally okay with you marketing the brand because it produces free advertising for that brand across millions of different people. As a business owner, you have to market yourself. And that's what I've seen as the biggest, growth that I've seen you do this last year, is like, how do I market Stephanie Burrows? And I think more realtors can kind of learn from you on what you are doing, because then it also pays dividends on the marketing and advertising for people. Is that Stephanie Burrows is the one that's going to me to sell my home for my veteran husband and I that moved into Huntley, or we're moving away from Del Webb and we want to go closer to our kids in Cary. We want to work with someone who brands themselves, not the company, because if you brand yourself as the company, you're just another cog. But if you brand yourself as the person and people get to know the person, now you build clout. And as soon as you can build that clout, people know who you are. And that's why you see like Dawn Bremer, the person you work with at the Bremer team. She's in the city growth committee. She's a part of the school district. She's all these different things. She's building her name and her brand. She's not building Keller Williams brand. She's building the Bremer team brand.
Right.
And that's what I appreciate about smart business owners, and I love the fact that you've really transitioned in the last year or two, not necessarily advertise the company, but you advertise yourself in marketing. So tell me a little bit about your change and how things have gone with that.
Well, one of the things I've learned is that anybody can help you get your real estate license, get your broker's license, get your insurance license, whatever you're going after, but nobody teaches you how to run it like a business. Yes, you are going to get your insurance license. Yes, you're going to join this brokerage, but it's still your own business. So that to me is the hard part, because great, as a realtor, I've got my license. Now what do I do? And like I said, there's so much noise out there, but until you realize that you are a business and you need to start from ground zero and start building that business, you're just going to flounder as an independent contractor, and you're not going to go anywhere, and you're just going to keep doing what you said and advertise the brand. So that to me has been a big thing that I have recognized and learned from you in the past year. So
that you said the key word, or key two words, independent contractor. So many business owners associate themselves as that company. You're not that company. Independent contractor. You have the choice to change and market and do whatever you need to do to grow your company, as long as it's morally ethical and legal, to grow your business, because it's about your business. Independent contractor.
Yep. And it's a hard thing to learn, and some people don't learn it. Look at me, almost 15 years, and it took me meeting you to be like a slap in the face and be like, you are a business owner. Run your business like a business owner. And I'll tell you, if my husband didn't have the job he's got, would my business, if I had a storefront, would I still be open? The answer is no. I would not be open. So I'm lucky in that regard. And the average realtor sells less than 5 homes a year. So how do you live on that? So instead of just sitting here and be like, oh my gosh, you got to turn it around.
So
luckily, that's what you brought me.
So tell me a little bit about how you're turning things around in the community, like the things that you're trying to put together and really try and grow the clout of Stephanie Burrows, the clout of community, the clout of growth in the Northern Illinois area.
Well, the things that I do are different than most. With the pandemic, I've made it a point to reach out to different business people that I don't even know and just say, hey, how are you? What's going on? How can I help you? And I have developed actual wonderful relationships through that regard. In addition to that, by being part of Prime Power Partners, I'm able to connect people that would never have met each other. And it's just, to me, that is one of the most important things we can do, is stand side by side and support each other. And the people that I've met through that will now connect through a new organization, which is NISBA, right? So the Northern Illinois Small Business Association, which is something that we're starting to put together and launching. And what it's going to do is help the consumer as well as a small business owner. It provides people reputable companies to get a hold of, to work with. It provides me as a business owner reputable people that I can refer and know that they're going to be taken care of. And that is a huge step, I think, in the small business world, because if I belong to 10 different chambers and they all charge me $50 a month, I'm going to go broke paying for that. And am I getting out of it what I need? And the answer oftentimes is no, because you go and you're a wallflower and you stand in the corner because you're not part of this little clique, or you haven't been a chamber member for a long time, or you just don't know anybody else. So you don't reach out, you don't go over and shake hands, and You just stand there, eat the food they give you, drink your drink, and then you leave. But hey, I went to a chamber meeting, or I went to a BNI meeting, or I went to a networking meeting. I went there, but did I get 5 business cards? Did I talk to 5 new people? Did I grow my business by even one contact? And the answer is probably no. So by developing something and luckily being part of something called, like NISBA, you're able to join one group and have Northern Illinois at your doorstep, basically at your business, and be able to collaborate with people, be able to work with other companies who are struggling or have faced what you're facing in growth and come out of it on the other side. It's able to reach consumers by then, and then now you've got your name out again to hopefully thousands of people that know you as a reputable business. So I love the opportunity to say, hey, Alex is a great web developer. You as a business need this. And then I as a business need you to be able to do shirts for me. So it's all about connecting and building each other up. And I love that about my job. I would rather do that all day long than anything else because I love helping people. And there's a lot of people that need help right now.
Yeah, I mean, with Coronaville that's impacted the whole country and really impacted small communities. I mean, Chicago is going to be Chicago. It's going to keep going, right? But the
Right.
small towns really get hurt when the world shuts down. And so the idea behind this is everything that we've ever talked about in any of our shows and any of our conversations with anyone I've ever talked to, it's how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I champion your business? And without really trying to expect a lot back from it, I want to just be there to help you grow. And I think a lot of people, I posted on Facebook, I think, like if we were able to put together a professional development group, who would want to be part of it, right? And so we had like 500 responses from small business owners. It was insane. So I messaged like a ton of different people and said, hey, here's what we're trying to put together. Here's a networking group that we have. Here's a professional development group that we're putting together, all that type of stuff. And the biggest answer was, what's the catch?
Right.
And what's funny is that so many business owners are so guarded, which naturally they should be. You get inundated every day of someone trying to take your money of something, whether it's someone calling about your Google listing that doesn't exist, or it's someone talking about we want to update your car warranty, or whatever it could be. The problem is we as business owners were attacked every different way from Sunday about every little thing, and it's hard to siphon out the noise. And what we decided was there is no catch. It's we have to have a little bit to run the organization, but the idea is everyone is equal. And what you need is what we're going to try to provide, and we're going to connect community and commerce together. Like we're going to make sure that a small business owner isn't going to be hopefully competing against like a reputable full-time realtor is not going to be competing against someone that's part-time. That a contractor is not that has employees and is a legitimate company is not going to have to compete against Bob Smith, who kind of does this stuff. He might be able to help you out, and it costs him a 6-pack of beer. Right, the thing that most people get when they find those Bob Smiths of the world is burnt.
Yeah.
And because one, the person doesn't care. He's doing it as a favor, or he's doing it to make a couple extra bucks. He has nothing on the line in regards to a business. He has no reputation that really needs to be followed. He doesn't have to be licensed. He doesn't have to be insured. He's trying to hide the money and get cash so he doesn't have to pay the government. There's so many things that is wrong with that model that we're trying to fix. And the funny thing of what's the catch is it's unlike everything that they've done before. It's something different, and we want to be something that's different. What I love about working with you on this project is that you have the nicer side of things than I do. I'm very direct. I am like an M&M. I have a very hard exterior and a very soft middle. But you are very soft when it comes to everything. Although when you get to the negotiating table, like you said, you're a pit bull. But the
God, I
idea,
love you.
the idea behind what we want to do is really fundamentally change how people do business and how people find businesses, because technology has changed. We change how we do things, but everything else has stayed the same, like it's from 1955.
Right.
And so, with a world that has totally evolved, how can we evolve with it? That's the goal. And what I love about you is that you are like, let's go for it. Let's change the idea behind this, and let's start in our own backyard. Let's start by meeting people. Let's talk, not just business owners, because anyone can go to a networking group. That's, and have the game of pass out business cards. That's stupid. Because how many of those business cards you pass out really turn into customers? All you're doing is paying money, 8 cents for each business card you're passing out. But the idea is, how can I connect with consumers? And that's what you excel at, and that's what I'm excited about, is using the reputation and the brand that you have been building in the Northern Illinois area, and really champion this project to be found for both consumers and business owners to protect both of them, is phenomenal. But let's get back to more of the about you. When it comes to real estate, what type of transaction are you looking for the most? I mean, we have buyer's agents, we have seller's agents, we have people that do both. Obviously, you can do both, you excel at both, but like, what are the things that you're looking for?
My favorite transaction brings me back to my seniors and my veterans. I have such a big spot in my heart for them. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I just do. I think people lose patience with them, and I just love them. So to be able to take a person who is living in their home right now and has to sell because they're either going to downsize, they're going to move out of Illinois, or they're going to transition to the next chapter of their life. I believe that when I work with them, it's with a little bit of grace and a whole lot of dignity and respect. And that is my favorite transaction. And even in a state where somebody has passed on and the children are working to sell the home, I'm not one to go in and let's do a quick sale. Let's take, bottom of the barrel because it's an estate and you want your money. Show your family some respect, a little bit of grace, a little bit of dignity, and let's do this from start to finish and do it with a little bit of class. And those are my favorite transactions. A first-time home buyer is phenomenal. To see their face when they get their keys and they're like, oh my gosh, we made it, and they're at the closing table, that is a great moment. So those are my two favorites.
So I know we have your information on the screen here. Stephanie Burrows, realestate.com, 224-639-7653 is the best way to get a hold of her. She works with the Bremer team. Tell me a little bit about her transition to working with Dawn Bremer and the Bremer team.
Oh my gosh, it has been a wild ride. So I talked to her last week, and she just made me see what I have been ignoring for the past, year, and realized what I wanted. And when I came over to her office, there's energy and there's life, and she's basically not letting me sit back and either feel sorry for myself or woulda, shoulda, coulda. She's amazing. Like you said, she's the vice president of EDC in McHenry. She's on the school board. She's got 2 kids. She's a single mom. And she's got this group of agents that work with her now. And there's 5 of us in the team, 2 more coming on board. And it's so different. It's nothing that I've ever known. To go to Keller Williams and be in this family of real estate. Everybody has been gracious and kind, and how can I help you? What do you need? Okay, we took care of this. What's next on your list? What do you want out of us? And it's just phenomenal. It's a huge change. And, to be part of Dawn, she's like, you have to understand, I'm going to love you and I'm going to support you and I'm going to call you. And if you're having a bad day, I'm going to call you again. And she's been there. This whole weekend has been phenomenal. So I'm excited. I'm really excited.
One of the interesting things as a realtor that I would assume is the managing broker or the person is vital when it comes to the organization because that's your leadership. And what do you expect as or what should realtors, whether they're new into the business, what should they expect from a managing broker that is going to hopefully help them grow their company?
I would say the biggest thing is a sense of direction, making a business plan, working on it together, helping you figure out which way to go. What is your niche market? Where do you see yourself? Are you a buyer's agent? Are you a seller's agent? Are you a dual agent? Which do you prefer? Most people will become a buyer's agent to start and represent buyers. But that means you've got to put yourself out there, and your managing broker has to say to you, hey, look, go do some open houses, go to the chamber events, which is what a big thing that they say, right? But what they're trying to tell you is don't just go to the chamber event and sit in the corner. Get out and meet people. And that's what your managing broker needs to instill in you, that sitting in the office just waiting for the phone to ring because you're on floor, it's not going to get your business. Go out, shake some hands, kiss some babies when you're allowed to. Reach out to those people that you really admire and maybe have lunch with them and say, hey, I admire you. What did you do when you started? What are you doing now that works? What didn't work for you? So to become a good agent, you need to have mentors, I think, and you need to have people that you look up to, and you need to get out of your comfort zone and go talk to those people. And that's what your managing broker should do, is to push you in the right direction.
So in the last year, it's been fun. 2020, even though we have an asterisk on this year, as we're going to have a redo. What is the thing that you've really done to try and increase the perception of you?
I worked with you, and you made me see that I have another opportunity that I can do, and that is to start a second business. And that second business has come around to not only help me get out and in front of the public, but it's increased my relationship, I think, with the people that I have worked with to do a door-to-door delivery. And it's opened me up to realize that sometimes what's right in front of you is not always what we see. But if you take a step back and you talk to people like you and other people, there's more for you than what you see. There's a lot more for you that you can do to help yourself. So when you and I are talking, and I am now doing delivery of not just my information, but other businesses, I am now paying for my marketing. And it's like a win-win. And it's like, what? For all these years, I could have been doing this and I didn't even see it. So I think that's the biggest thing. And I think it helps my confidence now when I'm out and about and I'm talking to people and they recognize who I am. They would never know who I was if I didn't walk. So far I'm at 2,600 houses, and I've closed some transactions. I've got some business that's coming, and it's not immediate, but what's immediate is the recognition of me. And that's what I like the most. And that's what you told me would happen if I just did it.
So, thank you. But the I guess the other thing is that you have a big community involvement. You work really, like you said, you work with seniors, you work with veterans, and I know that you partnered with a mortgage broker recently on doing like a bingo night. So, like, tell me a little bit about what was the thought process behind that, and what did you learn from putting on some events that give something to the community, but also kind of highlights you a little bit?
It was amazing. It was fantastic. And it was geared towards seniors. So to reach them, it took not only door to door, but I partnered with Bruce Better from Draper and Kramer Mortgage, and he has these visions. He is not good with detail, but he can set out a vision. And it's because of that we took the bingo and we started building it backwards from there. There are so many seniors that are still sitting at home. There were people that signed up that have not been out of their home since March. Somebody else brings their groceries. Somebody else brings their mail to the front door. And they're like, oh my God, thank you. I haven't done anything. We had, I think, 15 people that signed up. And we had different companies donate prizes. And they were so excited. They would sign up for the bingo and they might call 3 or 4 times because they don't understand the whole thing. But once you got them on and they started talking, then you would see their cameras come on. And then they'd be like, well, hi. And it was really slow. And it was so cool to listen to them talk. And like, there was one husband and wife couple, and they would just like banter back and forth. And then one would win something. They'd be like, oh, shoot, and we had so many prizes that people walked away with prizes. And I had one lady call me and say, oh my gosh, we won 7 prizes. I've never played bingo, never thought I would like it. And we're going to be going to Florida. Can we play from Florida? And I'm like, yes, you can play from Florida. It's great. So it's fun. I never thought it would turn out that well. Your first event, there might be 2 people, right? But we had a lot of people and we had a lot of fun. And now they're asking, when is the next one? So we're getting ready to do an October one. And it just provides a little bit of company to people who might be home alone. And I've been to their house now 3 and 4 times, and we're going to go deliver the prizes tomorrow. So we're going to go knock on their door, say hi, and it's just a visit. It's just a hello. It's just a friendly face. And that's what I do. That's why I do it.
So what's interesting is that you said a couple things that I wanted to unpack a little bit here is you tried something new with a new business venture, and it's going well. You have business owners who are paying you to showcase their business while you showcase your business, and they're paying you to do that. Wow.
Thank you for the great idea, Alex.
You're welcome for the great idea. But the other thing is what happens naturally is that we're all stuck in a rut. I think 2020 has been the biggest rut that I've ever had to deal with in my life. And the idea behind it is that when you get into that, you have 2 choices. You have the choice to sit and be a hermit, or you have the choice to like, all right, F it, I'm going to go after it and try and really make hay while the sun shines. And historically, every single business that goes out and kills it during economic downtime and promotes themselves during economic downtime and showcases their business to the community, whether it's radio, TV, print, Google, website, social media, chamber events, whatever it could be, as long as you're out there doing it and hustling it, you will win.
Yep.
Problem is that you're in your island, you're the one talking to yourself every single time about, you have it could be your spouse, significant other, family, friend who knows your deep, dark secrets, knows your wins, has a checklist of all your losses, because we all have those people, right? We all have those people who've seen you at not so great times, and it clouds into them, and they put you in that box, right? And so when you want to do something, you're thinking, okay, can I first do it this way, and then what is anyone else going to think? So you have 2 gears that are going at the same time, stopping you, and it's just the people that power through, and you really become a leader, and you start to really grow and see positive change. And once that first yes happens, now the wind has the sail has the wind in it. And now you can really start going. So what I'd like to ask you is, what was that moment that you felt like, holy shit, the wind is actually going into my sail now? And 2, what have you really done to develop yourself as a business owner and a leader?
Wow. So the wind in the sail would have been when a gentleman called me from New York and said, my sister got your door hang bag. She loved the candy in it, and I'm calling you because we want to list my father's house. He passed away. We want you to list it. I was like, what? This actually works? And from there, it was like game changing for me, because it was like, holy cow. Everybody told me, oh, they're going to throw it away. They don't want you here. It's COVID. Don't go out. It's COVID. People are going to get mad at you. And people actually stopped doing things because it's COVID. And what's everybody going to think of you? And I said, if they don't like it, they can throw it away. I don't care. But you know what? Somebody needs me. And that's how I went forward. And that's how I continue to go forward. And there's so many things. Oh my gosh, it's raining. Oh, it's windy. Oh, it's cold. Blah. Oh my gosh. You know what? I love every minute I'm out there walking. I love it. And there's always one person. I have a gentleman now I'm going to go back to. His 90th birthday is in February. He made me put it in my phone, and I have to bring him a cupcake. Those are the sort of things that make me go, oh my God, I feel like I'm making it up the hill. I used to feel like there was this big, huge hill. I'm walking up, I'm taking 2 steps down. Now I feel like it's every step is forward. And that's what I love the most. And what have I done differently? Me. It's just me. It's me believing in myself. It's you believing in me enough to invite me to join a group. It's the people in the group. Yesterday, for Christine to give me a happy birthday hug, I was like, oh my God, because let's face it, everybody's like, do they like me? Do they not like me? Do I fit in? Do I not fit in? Why am I not getting business? Why is that person? Everybody goes through all of this, like, I don't know, bullshit monkey thing in your head where you don't feel like you belong or you fit in, right? And it's like, oh my God, I think I've almost made it, is how I feel. And it's part of it is acceptance, and part of it is just getting out and saying, hey, I'm here. Like it or not, I'm here. And that's what's changed me the most.
That was very fascinating that you said that because when you're naturally in groups, whether it's a chamber, whether it's a networking group, whether it's a organization, a women's group, a men's group, or whatever, a church group, or anything, any type of group, there's always natural cliques that kind of connect to each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it's the idea of, do you want to be part of the clique or do you want to be the anti-clique? Or are you a wallflower that just kind of observes everything? There's really three spots that you could be a part of. And the thing I've learned more than anything, especially in like the things that we try and develop, is the clique is who just wants to have fun. Who wants to have a good conversation? Who wants to treat people with respect? Who wants to say, hey, it's us against the world mentality because that's what it takes, right?
Yep.
And usually it's people that don't feel that way or want to feel that way, but they can't dip their toes in because they're nervous. Those are the people that either start the wallflower group or they start the anti-group, and that's perfectly fine, except for it doesn't really build what the whole idea is. And so one of the things I would champion for anyone is that if you're a part of any type of organization, any type of group, and I have to take my own advice on this sometimes too. I got to be honest with you, is because naturally, if there's a group, I want to be the anti-group because I want to form my own group because I'm a control freak. I'm a business owner. I'm a control freak. I understand this about myself, and so the idea behind this is like, how can I, without sacrificing who I am as a person, how can I be part of something bigger than myself and really try to help grow everyone? Because all the old adages and slogans and rising tides raise all ships and all that, it's all true. We all know it to be true, but we all want to do it our own fucking way.
That's right.
Right? And so the idea behind this is that if you decide to actively join any type of group or organization and is talk to that clique and be like, hey, how can I help champion your business? That's the one phrase that will turn everyone onto you. How can I help you grow in business world? So if you go to a chamber event, you go to a networking group, whether it's like I said, whether it's Prime Power Partners, BNI, Center Sphere, John Smith Networking, whatever it could be, the question you ask is, how can I grow you? And then in turn, hopefully, you can grow my business by me supporting you. And that's one of the things that I would say is you've really developed as a leader because of your servanthood. Is that part of being a leader is not bossing people around. Part of being a leader is, how can I let you win, even if I don't win in some instances, but I let you win and I help you win, because hopefully that one day it will come my way too. And I think most people are so selfish in business, and it's just different thinking than what you're used to because you're told to win at all costs. And I've done that. I've won at all costs. And you know what? It's costed me a lot in some instances.
That's right.
And I would rather now say, how would I help you win so one day you can help me win. And that's the whole fundamental principle of what we're trying to put together for 2021 is how the free advice I would say is how can I develop you and how can you help me develop as a person and how can we grow together. And that's what Stephanie Burrows is excelling at. That's why she does so well working with seniors and veterans, is because she listens. She does something that most people don't do. Most people would love to talk about themselves. She wants you to talk about yourself. She wants to get to know your story. She wants someone she wants to champion your real estate transaction and be the one that is not the one that is a part-time person you'll be the one house that they sell this year. She wants to be the person that you tell your friends, your family, your acquaintances, your neighbors, like, hey, if you're ready to do something, she's the one that took care of me. And so I would I would challenge anyone to say, if you're looking in the northern Illinois area for a real estate agent, whether it's in Huntley, whether it's in Crystal Lake, McHenry, Cary, Algonquin, anywhere in between, give Stephanie a chance an opportunity, an at-bat to get to know her heart, and her personality, and how she has a plan of action that's going to help sell your home or buy that home that you are desiring to get you to where you need to be. Because that is an essence of a true leader, is getting you from one step to the other, champion you along the way. And so we're running out of time here. I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to be on the show to kind of talk about a myriad of different things. But if I had to leave people with something, it's the fact that a leader like Stephanie Burrows leads from the back, doesn't lead from the front. It leads from the front when there's an issue, but leads from the back when it's about you. And so if you're looking for a real estate agent that's going to really take care of you, contact her at stephanieburrows.com. Her phone number is 224-639-7653. She's a realtor with the Bremer team. She's brand new to the Bremer team, but she has 15 years of experience bringing onto that team of southern McHenry County areas, because Bremer team's mainly up north, right? North McHenry, right? So she's bringing that whole vibe that they're building down there, or up there, down to the Del Webb Huntley community, and I can't wait to see what happens with you and Dawn together in the southern McHenry, northern Kane communities. And I'm so excited for you guys. 2021 is going to be a fantastic year. I've forgiven everyone for the 2020 mistakes and 2020 nonsense. And you have now September, October, November, December added to 2021. So now just go out and kill 2021. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for being a good friend. And I look forward to seeing and championing more success from you moving forward. And we'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Bye.